Hi, Pleximus here with another episode of Minecraft ATM7 to the sky. Now, today what I want to work on is latex and plastic. Now, why is that? If you look at one of the other episodes that we have finished the last few days, we got the Rubidium, we got the Vibranium. Now I wanted to knock out the Unobtainium to get that. I think that would be the last very specific ore for that mod pack. The Unobtainium you can only get in the end. To get to the end, you need the end cake, you know, and then all the chain starts. For the end cake, I need milk. To get milk, I need a cow. Now, we already made a hostile mob farm over there in the northwest, and we have a golden egg, so we could do a non-hostile mob farm to get some cows. But then I was thinking, okay, I need to get the cows and really put them out there in a specific area somewhere, also to perhaps get some pink slime, so build up a pink slime farm. And for all of that, I wanted to have the mob imprisonment tool, this guy here, because you can really just right click the mob or also the non-hostile mobs and then release them somewhere else. We have gas tiers from our sieving process, but we need the plastic. Well, here we are. Let's work on the plastic. And as usually, I have prepared a lot of things. And I have to be very honest with you. I already set it up once. I recorded everything, and then my microphone was not switched on. So yeah, I have to do that again. But that should be okay. I hope it will get even better. And if you have any question, down in the comments, please, down below. But we start off the process with the fluid extractor. Let's put that down here. So what the fluid extractor is doing, if you put a log in front of the fluid extractor, let me quickly show you. He is taking out the, let's say, the fluid from the log and producing latex. And you can see he's producing 4 millibucket of latex every time he's going through his working process. And acacia is the best one to do so. If you take oak, I think it's just 2 millibuckets or so. So if you have acacia, take acacia. That's the best one. Now, what we need to do to automate this whole thing is to make sure that he always has an acacia block in front of this machine. Now, the other difficult thing is in other mod packs that I've played, it was very simple because the fluid extractor just completely used up the log. So it was gone. So the only thing that you had to automate is really take a log, put it in front of the machine, and that's it. And if it's gone, you take the next one. Now, what we have to do here is, because this mod pack is a little bit different, this is changing the acacia log to a stripped acacia log. So we have to make sure that we put something in and we take away the stripped one and replace this again with a full acacia block. Okay, so that's the job. And I want to do that with integrated dynamics. We could also do it with A2, and probably we will in the near future. I wanted to check out the A2 here also, but what do we need? As discussed several times, for a working system, we need an inventory, in our case a storage, so a chest with the item interface, and we need a network. So what we want to do in terms of the actions, where is it? We are taking the world block importer and the world block exporter, because that's exactly what we want to do. We want to export and we want to import a block. So what do we want to export? If we not define anything, just give him an empty variable, And an empty variable is setting this value to true, as you can see here. Now he will take everything that's in the chest, he will take it out because that's his inventory, and he will put it down here as a block. That's cool, but we want to be sure that he's only taking the acacia log. The reason for that is we will also store here the stripped acacia log, just to make it easier for me. Now, to do that, we need to define our variable not to do everything, but just a specific item. Take the portable logical programmer, go to item, take an acacia log, put it in. So now that's defined, and put a variable in. That's it. If you have the labeler, you can say acacia log. It will be defined here on the value anyways, but it's a nice name. So if you switch over, you can see immediately that's an acacia log. And then we need a second one. If we are here, we need a second one for the stripped acacia log. And let's do that too. Stripped acacia. I'm not sure. Yeah, we can still do that. Perfect. And now we have the second one, the acacia and the stripped acacia log. Another little information, if you didn't know that, I told you I've done it before. So if you want to simply not really delete the card, but what's on it, set it back, you can simply put it into a crafting table or crafting grid, and then you can more or less delete the variable that's on there. Now, we want to export, where's the acacia? We want to export an acacia. Oh, sorry. Place a specific item block, acacia log, okay. And that's the exporter. So it's out of our system, exporting into the world and taking the stripped acacia and importing it into our system. Let's see if that works. Okay, nice. So what if we put in the stripped acacia? He should do nothing. Looks good. Nothing is good. But if it's here, yeah, he immediately breaks it, put it in here. That's fine. Very good. So let's put the acacia logs in there. They will put it on. Our fluid extractor starts working, producing latex. Now, as you can see here, this guy has a power connector. What we can do is give him some power. The reason for that is network is my network. The name is plastic so that we know this consumption is for our plastic production. And if you give him power, it will speed up the latex production. Not speed it up, to be correct. I think it will speed it up, plus it will also produce more, 3 times more. And you can still put some speed upgrade in there. As you can see, I've done some, but let me go through the process entirely. Now, with the latex, what are we going to do with it? We will put it into the latex processing unit. This guy will need power, latex, and water. Okay, let's work on that. The beauty of these machines is in their, I don't know if it's in the latest update, but what they can do, they can push and pull. So what you should do here is you want the latex, and I'm always doing that from the machine that's producing it. They should push and pull if they can do that. So what I want to do, I want to push it out to the east. Where is east? East is in the middle. Push it to the east. What this guy is then doing, it's pushing it. Yeah, it's coming in. Very good. It's pushing the latex into the latex processing unit. We will give it power, and then we will say the water is down, it's on the bottom, and he should pull it up. So we're getting water, we're getting latex. Hey, yeah. And we are producing the tiny dry rubber. So we can close this up. Now, what are we doing with the tiny dry rubber? We need to compact it, so we need to craft it. So take the output, to the east and push it out there. And then we will get some tiny dry rubber. And I guess you know how to do that. You click on that, you put in the recipe, you say apply, and then normally what I do, I take the outcome, what it's produced, and just reserve 2 additional inventory inventory areas for that. So if we are running out of something's happening, we still have some space. And you can do that with remember the current items. So you put that in, click this button, and then you see that ghost symbol and all of the materials are going in there. Now, what should happen if he's getting enough? He should produce our dry rubber. And with the dry rubber, we need to smelt this guy down. So where's our smeltery? Energized smelter. But this guy cannot push. He cannot pull. He can then push out what he is producing, but he cannot pull out of any specific inventory. So I think we have to, not a cable. We will take a pipe. That's a mechanical pipe. No, we don't want to use this. We need the logisticals. There it is. The item pipes. Yes, sir. And we want to do that like this. And then he's taking the tiny rubbers, the dry rubbers, and making hopefully a plastic out of it. Plastic. Here it goes. Just make sure, number one, if you put on items config, that in this case, the input is coming from the top. The output is set to the right-hand side. That's perfect, because we will take simply a drawer, put it on here, and here we go. And I think it's close enough to the controller so that we can take our tools. First the config. Let's lock it down. Then we can link it, right click, and we have plastic in our system. That's very nice. Great. So that's the process, and that should work. But of course, yeah, it's a little bit slow. So what we should do going forward is upgrade all of them. And as you saw what we are doing with the fluid extractor, we take the latex and push it into that machine, into the latex processing unit. Of course, what you can do, you can put a tank on there if you want. And what I want to do immediately is, I was crafting the dissolution chamber. I think it's not very tricky and not very difficult, as you can see here. It just needs 2 plastic. And the dissolution, if you put it on top here and you give it some power, always taking the wrong cables, not very good. Give me the right ones, basic universal. Okay, and you give it some power. Now it has power. You can simply switch that. Say the latex is not going to the east. It's going to the top. Yeah, and say let's push that. Let's switch this off. And then hopefully, yeah, it's coming in. You are getting the latex in the dissolution chamber. Then you can build, as I did it here. You can make some speed upgrades. And yeah, let's put the speed upgrade in, and you can see that really makes a lot more sense. And we are getting the latex in there to do the next one. Or you can simply say, okay, let's continue with our process here and move over the latex into the latex processing unit and generate continuously the plastic. Of course, you can make that all a little bit bigger. You can extend that. I mean, that's the principle behind that. If we need more, I will extend that. At the moment, that's fine for me. I just need a few plastic, and then let's see what we can do with it. And if we let it run for some time, how much it will generate. If we need more, very simple. We can put a second one of these fluid extractor. Normally you can do up to 4 if you want, and really scale it up if we need more of the plastics for the future. Well, with that, if you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one.